I used to make many more of these cylindrical vases. I'd throw them finely and even use a throwing stick, but often, as these pieces dried out to leather hard, they'd lean over to one side and develop an undulation, which made trimming them a bit of a faff. Nowadays, I simply throw them rather thickly, intentionally. It makes them easier to lift off the wheel, and it makes drying them consistently a walk in the park, and on the whole, they stay much straighter. I can also throw the initial base shape much more quickly. Then, a few days later, once the clay is turned properly leather hard, I simply trim them back to the desired shape I want. At a certain point, I take the vase off the wheel and hold it to feel its weight, to judge essentially whether I need to remove any more clay or not, and at this point it felt nice and light and balanced. And then I reattach it to the wheel to finish off the lip and scrape over the walls to properly straighten the shape and to remove the worst of the turning marks. I also run a dense sponge over the lip to compress the clay and to create a smoother, burnished surface, which helps the glaze to settle on it in a glassy, even layer later. As this clay contains 10% grog, if I had left it just simply trimmed, the lip can actually end up quite coarse and rough, which will make it more susceptible to being chipped later on. The final step is to turn the pot upside down and to trim the bottom, removing the last remnants of weight and creating a hollow I'll be able to glaze. This is perhaps the trickiest, most awkward part of the process, as all it takes is one wrong movement for the vessel to tip to one side. The final thing I'll do is dry this pot in a place where air can get all the way around it, to minimise the piece leaning to one side, which can happen when a draft hits it from one direction.